So let's get into the Jay-Z weekend at the Yankee Stadium. So I was there for night two, the blueprint, but I had people in the stadium for night one and night three as well. So let's recap and just talk about it. And was it worth it? Let's also discuss the delay for night three and the guests he brought out. So I was talking to people that went to night one, and they were saying it was more of a relaxed vibe because that's just the music that Reasonable Doubt brings. But it was true Jay Z fans in the night, night one. So that's very important to point out. But they said it was an amazing time for sure. I also noticed that night one and night three tickets were much lower than night two, the blueprint. But I think that's because the Blueprint is a very popular album. So I'm not surprised that was more expensive. And also, night two was on Saturday. So night one, he brought out Beyonce, Blue Ivy, Nas. Who else was there night one? Memphis Bleak, JAÐ-Z. So those are just the night one guests. So night one was a great, Jay-Z album. If you love Reasonable Doubt, that's always the beginning. So you're gonna get a different crowd than the rest of the nights. But yeah, night one, from everyone that I talked to, they really enjoyed night one. But then night two, that's the one that I attended. We got there early. The line was ridiculous. I think there's about 45,000 people in the building. But I ran into everyone. I ran into Sway. I ran, LeBron James. Everyone was there for sure. So I got a couple pictures. That was a great night. But Blueprint, the energy was amazing. He did a lot of his up tempo songs, so I wasn't surprised at the energy. And everyone around me, I mean, they all had either white tees, Yankee jerseys, Yankee fitteds, and Tims. It's like everyone got on social media and had the same uniform. But night two was amazing for sure. But I like night one and night two because it was centered more around an album, which is really important. An album. So he got a lot of Jay-Z music, but then he also did some of his songs, some of his most popular songs. But night two, he brought out Pharrell. He brought out Eminem. When he brought out Eminem, the crowd went crazy. Who else was there night two? Slick Rick. But yeah, night two was amazing for sure. Definitely a great just energy. Just the energy was really high the entire night. It started around 9:10, 9:11, somewhere around that time. I looked at my clock. I got over around, I want to say a little after, was it about maybe about 11 or so. I'm not sure what time it actually ended. But night two was definitely worth the money. I was in the 100 section. I got my ticket at retail, did not pay the resale prices. I was looking maybe an hour before. Resale prices for night two were over $1,000. And that was for nosebleed. Tickets got out of hand for sure. But headed to the Bronx, everyone was on the train. It was just good energy. Everyone felt happy to be there. Everyone was showing love, giving daps and hugs to everyone. People didn't know where they were going. Everyone was real helpful and friendly. But night two was definitely just the icing on the cake if you're a Jay-Z fan. But let's get into night three. So I was looking at the Rock Nation site. It said get there. I think either said 5 or 6 doors or lines start at 5, doors open at 6. Because they were going to start right on time for the first night. Because night one and night two, they started pretty late, after 9 for sure. But then there was a breach with security and it was delayed until after 12. And that's when the show started. After midnight, I'm not sure what the curfew is for the Yankee Stadium, but I knew there was definitely some fines handed out last night. Because I think the show ended, 3 a.m. is what I'm reading. But night three was completely different because Jay-Z brought out more guests. As a Jay-Z fan, night three seemed okay with the guests, but I would have rather heard Jay-Z do more of the music himself. So that's just the way I look at the actual concerts. I want to hear the actual artist. I'm not really a fan of all the features, but I'd rather hear more Jay-Z than all the guests that he brought out. It looks like he had Beyonce, Tiana Taylor, Jada Kiss, Fat Joe, Clips, Pharrell. Who else was there? I'm looking at this list of people. Yeah, he brought out a lot of people. Jeezy, Usher. It's just like a lot of guests were there for Sunday. That's okay, but as a music person, I would have rather heard more Jay-Z. That's just me personally. But overall, besides the delay, I heard great reports from Sunday night. Just people were really just tired. Because if you're local, you had to work in the morning, but a lot of people flew in. I also remember at the hotel I was staying at, it was just filled with Jay-Z fans. I mean, I've never seen a hotel sold out like that. This is in New York City. We were in the Times Square area. It was amazing. Everyone was just nice. Everyone was talking Jay-Z. Jay-Z brought fans from all across the country, just to see him perform. But overall, great 3 nights. Night two was the one I had to go to, just being a Jay-Z fan. I'm glad that I went to that night. Night one and three. Night one would have been my second choice, but night three was okay, just seeing reviews. But I'm not a fan of all the guests. I just like to hear Jay-Z more because I'm a Jay-Z fan when it comes to his actual music. But also, yeah, just an overall great weekend. If you were in the town, the city, let me know. How did you feel? Oh, yeah, also, he brought out Rihanna last night. Everyone was in the building. LeBron James was there all 3 nights. I think Charlamagne the God was there all 3 nights. But yeah, overall, great weekend. The Yankee Stadium, great experience. We were able to go there early in the day, also to go to the shop to buy some merch. But yeah, man, New York City is definitely a vibe. If you ever go, it's always worth it. But Jay-Z made it super special for this weekend. But let me know in the comments, how did you feel about the overall concert? Were you there night one for Reasonable Doubt, night two for Blueprint, or were you there for the extra innings? But let me know how you feel about, the concert in the comments. And what was your overall thoughts about Jay-Z's performance? But let us know.